On August 28, 2016, Colin Kaepernick made news headlines for sitting during the national anthem at the 49ers' third preseason game. Kaepernick revealed to the media after the game that he sat because of the oppressed people of color and ongoing issues with police brutality. With such a simple act, Kaepernick created a movement, as athletes across sports began sitting or kneeling during the national anthem. The United States broke into an uproar as fans saw this act as disrespectful towards the nation and the veterans who served it. However, Sean Doolittle, relief pitcher for the Washington Nationals, saw it differently. Sean was a two-way player at the University of Virginia before moving up to the league after his third year at UVA. Sean was raised in a military family and holds a deep respect for veterans very close to his heart. For him, it is not disrespectful for athletes to kneel during the national anthem, but rather, it is disappointing that athletes lack a reason to stand.
You know, we're realizing now, I think, for the first time in a long time, that none of the stuff that's happening right now is happening in a vacuum. Parts of our world that we never considered are crossing political boundaries, and they're crossing into sports, and everything's starting to become a lot more intertwined.
In an op-ed discussing proper treatment for veterans that Sean published with his then-fiancée, Erin Dolan, they wrote, "One argument is that it's disrespectful for those who served not to stand. If we're going to honor them, the national anthem and God Bless America shouldn't be the only times we stand up for them."
The athletes who are kneeling are really starting to, their message is finally starting to be heard. They're putting action behind their message. We're seeing people work with community organizers. We're seeing athletes reach out to police officers. We're seeing them meet with legislators and policymakers and go to maybe the state capitol.
While Sean debated the controversies occurring in sports nationwide, he took a moment to acknowledge the protests that occurred this past summer in his former home of Charlottesville.
It was very surreal to see the protests and the torches and all of that stuff play out against the backdrop of this school, and it seemed really out of place, and it really bothered me. I think the response to see from the community was inspiring in face of that kind of hatred, and I think the way that the UVA community and the city of Charlottesville has continued on and continued to spread love and be that welcoming, inclusive place is the best response that you could possibly give.